New Orleans, Louisiana, home of the Saints and the site for this exciting NFL matchup between Denver and New Orleans. Let's take you now to Tom Hammond and Chris Collinsworth, who are getting set for the kickoff.
And we'll have perfect conditions in the dome. Welcome, everyone. Tom Hammond alongside me, Chris Collinsworth. Let's head down to the field now for the opening kickoff. Fielded at the 4. At the 30. Dropped at the 35. And we'll see how their offense has prepared for this matchup as they come onto the field for the first time. Breeze steps to the line of scrimmage. 3 receivers split out. Looks to pass. He couldn't hang on to it. An excellent job by the defense of disrupting that last play.
And that was really on the wide receiver. Not much of a route, very little separation, and gave the defense a chance to make that play.
There's a play fake. Gets the pass away. He's brought down at the 46-yard line. That one worked pretty well.
It sure did, and I wish all our fans could see what's happening down the field on all our television broadcasts, because so much of the game now is won and lost in the secondary.
Huge pressure by the defense. Bly picks it off. And just a great interception by the cornerback.
Might want to start thinking about trying to pick on that guy. We've seen all day he has simply been quicker to the spot than the wide receivers coming into his area.
They're at the 6. Young is the lone setback. 3 receivers in the formation. The halfback with the carry. And they get him right around the 4-yard line. Maybe a yard on the run by the halfback. The Broncos go with the I formation. Play fake. End zone. Makes the catch. Touchdown. The quarterback threw a pretty ball there for the touchdown.
And we've talked about his arm strength, but his accuracy keeps showing through in this game. That was beautifully delivered.
So they're ready for the extra point. The kick is up. He missed it. Denver with a 6-point lead. And here's your drive summary for that last series. Here's the kick. Thomas from the 9. He's hammered at the 27-yard line. The quarterback and his receiver were clearly not on the same page last time, and it led to an interception. New Orleans comes out with an I formation. They hand it off. He makes his way to about the 35. A nice job of the running back as they pick up a gain of 8. Breeze steps to the line of scrimmage. They'll come out in an I. Drops back. On the run, he throws it. He took a shot at the 44-yard line. And it's the tailback with a big catch.
And tailbacks love that. Anytime they can get into the open field, think about that position. You're constantly pounding the ball inside and getting hit by those big linebackers. Now you get out in open space and you have a chance to make a play.
Comes down with it. Knocked out at the 48-yard line. They hook up for a pretty good gain on that one. Nice pass.
Yeah, good pass and good confidence by the quarterback there. He saw the opening. He knew there was a spot that he could get that in there, but you could see he had the confidence to let this receiver make a play, and that's really what pro football is all about.
And he's hit hard at the 46. This defense is definitely not afraid to use their safeties in run support.
And as a quarterback, you have to start to recognize that. You just can't allow that safety to keep sniffing around that eighth man in the box and not throw the football. Essentially, they're daring this offense to throw it, and they're not taking advantage.
Drops the sure pick. A great play by the defense to knock the ball away.
And these defenders have been close all day. You better be careful if you're the quarterback. One of those is going to turn into an interception.
Punts it. From the 15. He's brought down at the 21-yard line. The offense lines up and is looking to score again after a successful trip to the end zone on their last drive. The offense lines up with 3 wide receivers. He fakes it, looks down the field, throws while on the run. He's tackled at the 32-yard line. What happened there?
Well, the defense was in zone coverage. They got good pass protection, and anytime that happens, it tends to really stretch those zones and widen the holes.
Cutler gives it left. He'll be brought down behind the line of scrimmage. Big-time play by the defensive end.
You know, listen, I would never want to block a defensive lineman, so, I've seen these guys. I know these guys. They're big and they're nasty. But at least from an offensive standpoint, you have to try to get in their way.
Cutler will look to throw. Throws left. Makes the grab. Knocked out of bounds at the 41-yard line. So they pick up quite a few yards on that play.
Yeah, really a nice route that time. One of the keys to playing wide receiver is the ability to not only get into cuts, but to get out of the cuts. That time, very explosive coming out of that cut, and it made the difference.
Rifles it left. He's dropped in the open field. Great job to haul in that first down pass.
This team is just so good at executing those short, quick passes and picking up first downs and keeping drives alive.
Offset I formation in the backfield. He's hammered in the backfield. He couldn't get anywhere on that one.
Yeah, sometimes you just have to admit defeat on a play as a running back and just try and get that thing back to the line of scrimmage.
Cutler will look to throw. Scans the field. Passes to his left. He's brought down at the 47-yard line. Good pocket presence shown as the quarterback was able to get rid of it just before the pressure got to him.
Just keeps the ball moving down the field. 6-yard gain and a little progress.
Cutler drops back to pass. Passes it out. And he can't hang on to it. The defender gets a hand on it, and that will bring up 4th down.
I don't know if that's the guy I want to pick on 3rd down when you have to have a conversion. He is tough.
Kicks it away, and it's a huge punt. Into the end zone for a touchback. They had to punt it away on their previous drive. The offense will take over at the 20-yard line. 1st and 10. Denver lines up with 5 defensive backs. Drops back on 1st down. Under heavy pressure. He's dropped around the 22-yard line. Moore gains a couple with a short completion. 2nd and 8. Ball on the 22. Bunch formation. They'll give it off here. He's dropped for a loss. Cornerback did a nice job recognizing the play and getting in there for the stop.
For me, there's nothing more impressive in football than to see a cover cornerback able to come up and make the stops on the run. That's a complete football player.
He's looking to throw. He throws it into traffic, and it's picked off. He's tackled about the 27-yard line. The defense now has 2 interceptions in the game.
Really a nice play on the ball that time. It's so much fun to watch these athletes in the secondary breaking so quickly and making these interceptions.
Drops back. Short pass. Brought down around the 19-yard line. And you won't see the coaching staff complaining about that.
Yeah, coaching staffs generally don't complain about too much when they have a quarterback that has the leadership qualities and the arm strength and the ability that this guy has.
Short throw to the left. Gabe has the interception. Why did he even make that pass?
You know, Tom, I think he got baited into that throw. He thought the defensive back was going elsewhere. He did a little fake. Came back in, made the pick, just a real heads-up play.
They line up at the 43. New Orleans lines up with 3 receivers. Breeze on play action is there for the catch. And simply a great throw there.
Yeah, that really was a nice touch that time. Perfect sort of combination of velocity and touch. A very catchable ball thrown by this quarterback so that you don't have to overly focus on what you're doing and you can get your eyes back down the field, try and get a good run after the catch.
Moore was the intended receiver, but the pass fell incomplete. 3rd and 1. Ball on the 48-yard line. Breeze lines up in the shotgun. He has 4 receivers in the formation. They'll throw for the first. Short pass to his left. He's brought down at the 46-yard line. They got the first down by the skin of their teeth.
Let me ask you a question. How much skin do you have on your teeth?
Single set backfield. He's going to be tackled for a loss. Tried the run, but there was nothing available.
And if you can make a running back hesitate just a little, that time you could see there really was no hole, and the running back was just fishing for a place to go.
Back to pass. Here's the pass. And they get him about the 43-yard line. Strong, accurate throw leads to a pretty good gain.
Now, they didn't pick up the first down that time, but you drop back, you make a good throw like that. Now you're in position to try and pick up this first down.
Back to throw. Brings this one in. Brought down at the 39-yard line. And for as good of a catch as that was, this offense now has to deal with a 4th down. And they can really put their opponent in bad field position with a good punt here. Punts it. So this one goes into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. The quarterback leads his offense back onto the field after turning it over on their last drive. Ace backfield this time. They'll throw on first down. And he caught it. He's dropped at the 40. Everything seemed to work perfectly on that one.
And that's a pattern that this team likes to run. You know they've been studying that all week on film, and yet they still can't stop it.
They'll give it off here. They tackle him for a loss. The defense seemed to do everything right there.
And you love to see those linebackers playing downhill like that, not just flowing sideline to sideline, but attacking and trying to get in the backfield.
He fakes it, throws on the run, knocked down. The pass was deflected and swatted away by the defender.
I think the quarterback may have had to throw that ball a little sooner than he wanted to. The pressure was starting to get there.
Cutler drops to throw. Throws it out. Dropped an easy one, and it'll be fourth down following the pass deflection.
Just terrific play by the defense. They followed the quarterback's eyes, made a quick jump on the ball, and were all over that
one. Gets it away cleanly. This one's going to go out of bounds at the 38. Let's see if the offense can put something together on this drive. Drops back, gets rid of the ball. Right through his hands, he almost had the pick. They can't complete the pass, and now the offense will be looking at second down. Breeze is lined up under center. Single back formation this time. The Saints motion to the right side. Back to throw. Defense closing in. There for the catch. And they get him at the 43-yard line. And they get 5 yards from that completion. That'll make it third down. Out of the gun. He drops back to pass. Moves to his right. Out of bounds, incomplete. The offensive line had some trouble on that one, and he was forced to get rid of it.
Anytime you give up that quick pressure like that, very seldom are those passes completed.
Punts it. This one's going to go out of bounds at the 35. They couldn't do anything against this defense on their last drive, and they were forced to punt. The Broncos come out showing 3 wide. Drops back on first down. Cutler will be dropped in the backfield. Perfect time to bring extra rushers on the blitz that time.
You know, we talk about timing on offense all the time, but when you play against this defensive coordinator, he is going to consistently throw your offense off balance because of all the blitzes he's going to throw at him. You have to anticipate blitz on every snap when you play against this guy.
Another fine pass and catch on that play.
I know we all talk about 40-yard dash times in the NFL, but as a receiver, if you are a great route runner and you understand what the defenses are trying to do to you, it doesn't matter if you run a 4.3 40. If you can get in and out of your cuts like this guy, you will always be able to play.
He's tackled at the 49-yard line. He gunned that one in there for the first down, didn't he?
He really did, and when you watch a guy throw a ball that hard, they don't move their arm any faster. You see him driving off that back leg. That was a pretty pass.
The halfback with the carry. He didn't get back to the line. Tried to find something, but there wasn't anything there for him.
Yeah, not anything at all. And as a running back, you're probably going back to the huddle going, guys, a little help, please? Give
to the tailback. He's brought down at the 49-yard line. 4, maybe 5 yards on the run. They'll line it up again on 3rd down. They'll come out in the I. Cutler drops back to pass. He's dragged down on the play. What happened to the protection on this one, Chris?
Well, it's becoming pretty obvious at this point that they're having trouble blocking this defensive line. Now you really don't have a choice. You have to go to more 3- and 5-step drops, get that ball out of there quickly.
Punts it. He fields it at the 17. He got everything he could, but there really wasn't much there.
No question about it. He needs a little more help out of his blockers than he got right there. This is a dangerous guy, and if he can get in some open space, he can create some problems for you, but just no space to be found there.
There's a play fake. Holston can't make the catch. Holston wasn't able to bring it in. Incomplete pass on the play. They line up at the 17. Breeze is lined up under center. I formation behind him. Hands it off. Cuts back and he's dropped. He carries the ball for 3, maybe 4 yards. I formation here. Breeze drops back. Throws it with the catch. He fumbled it. They fall on it. And the defense comes up with a big play there.
Well, the number one rule for a halfback is you have to be able to hold on to the football. All the statistics show you turn it over and you're going to lose.
They'll get the ball here at the 23. Shotgun formation. Young takes the handoff. Tackled at about the 17-yard line. Young gets about 4 yards on the draw play. The Broncos come out in a shotgun set. Little handoff. Brought down at about the 13-yard line. Young gets about 4 yards on the play. 3rd down and a yard. Ball on the 14-yard line. Offset I formation in the backfield. 3rd and short, and they'll throw for it. Passes the line. He's brought down around the 10-yard line. The defense couldn't figure out a way to come up with a stop on that 3rd down attempt.
And let's give that big offensive line a little credit there. They knew they were going to have to drive this defense off the ball, and that's exactly what they did on that one.
He gets another carry. He gets out to about the 9-yard line. They got little there. That'll bring up 2nd down. The offense 8 yards away from the end zone here. They'll go from the shotgun. Looks to pass. Looks for a man open. And it's caught. Touchdown. The coaches have to be happy with that.
Yeah, I guess they are. Anytime you draw up a play and it works to perfection like that, everybody's happy except the defense.
Lining up for the point after. Extra point is good. And now we'll take a quick look at the drive summary. The kick is away. Taken at the 5. And he gets brought down hard. So before the offense hits the field, let's take the time to let you know that our game is brought to you by EA Sports. Offset I formation in the backfield. Sets up the play action. The backer picks it off. He's tackled about the 25-yard line. Well, he looked like he was in the right place at the right time.
Unless you're the quarterback, then he was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
It's 1st and 10. Ball on the 26-yard line. They line up in an I. Young takes it up the middle. He lost it. He scoops it up. And that was not a good time for a fumble.
Well, there's really never a good time for a fumble, but you can tell that he just got sloppy with that football. He broke down on his fundamentals, and he gave it up.
He's looking to throw. Dumps it out right. And they get him at the 31. The completion nets them a gain of 7.
Little 7-yard throws like that have really become the staple of the National Football League. So many defenses now not allowing the big throws down the field. You have to be willing to take throws just like that.
We played a quarter. The score is 13-0. Hands it to the back. Brought down around the 32-yard line. 1-yard gain on the play, and that makes it 3rd down. The backfield is in the offset I formation. Gives to the back. He doesn't get back to the line. They didn't have the ball long there.
And 3 and outs are embarrassing for an offense. When you go out there and run 3 plays and have to go jogging back to your sideline, those defensive guys, they aren't too happy.
Gets it away cleanly. Royal takes it at the 32. And he's decleated at the 38. Decent return there. He'll give his offense pretty good field position.
You know, I like that return. Nothing flashy, but it was really effective. The thing I hate to see are guys that are dancing around back there trying to be a playmaker when they're really not. At least he got up the field, got a few yards. That's what I like to see.
And it's completed. Tackled around the 47-yard line. The slant pattern is good for an 8-yard gain on the play. I formation here. Here's the give. He fights forward to around midfield. Young did a great job to get past the marker and get the 1st down. Cutler lines up under center. 3 receivers are split out wide. Drops back on 1st down. There for the reception. He's tackled at the 39-yard line. They just couldn't get to the quarterback in time.
It's one of the dangers. You bring those extra defenders trying to get after the quarterback, and you're going to leave some man coverage on the outside. That time the quarterback able to take advantage.
He looks to throw on 1st down. Fires it right. And they get him around the 27-yard line. Excellent pass by the quarterback on that play.
I'm really enjoying watching the timing between this receiver and the quarterback. We're seeing a well-schooled offense now going to work.
Cutler with the give. Tackled around the 26-yard line. That's a 1-yard pickup, and that will bring up 2nd down. 2nd and 9 coming up here. Ball on the 26. They line up in an I. He's tackled at about the 23-yard line. 2-yard pickup.
And that's why you send all those guys to plug up the holes and That time there were no holes, really, and he was lucky to get anything on the play.
Cutler has completed every pass on this drive. Sacked on the play. I would expect to see a little better protection from the guys up front on the offensive line.
Yeah, I have to agree. When you start giving up sacks like that, it really changes the complexion of the game. And I think in particular, the quarterback who has this clock in his head working, he starts to anticipate when the pressure is going to get there. And if he starts thinking it's going to happen sooner, all of a sudden the timing of your offense is completely off.
And we'll take a quick look at the drive summary. Here's the kick. From the 7. Hit and dropped at the 33-yard line. The defense played exceptionally well the last time this offense had the ball. The Saints line up with 2 tight ends. Here's the give. He's dropped at about the 41. They get 9 yards on the play.
I really thought the offensive line did a pretty good job picking up the blitz that time, but you could see the running back using his speed and quickness to get away. Good job by the back.
Drops back to pass. Passes to his left. Foxworth bats it down. Oh my, the quarterback is lucky that one wasn't intercepted.
Yeah, you try and fit some of those into some tight holes, and every once in a while, you're going to get one pick, but that was a pretty good play by the defense.
And they'll try and get the first through the air. He throws on the run. And they get him at about the 47-yard line.
Sometimes I think because Drew Brees isn't a very big guy, people tend to think he doesn't have great arm strength. But when I go back and put on the tape, there's no question that when he has to make a throw, when he has to make that deep comeback kind of a throw, he has plenty of arm strength to do anything, and he's a big play guy. You always see him creating big play opportunities for his receivers.
Big set this time with 2 tight ends. They'll give it off here. And he's hammered at the 41-yard line. What can they do to slow his pursuit down?
So many times it's up to that backside blocker to get his guy on the ground, and it sounds ugly, but typically those guys are chopping at their knees and trying to knock them off their feet, so there's some cutback lanes.
He passes short. He got decleated, and a big catch by the tight end.
And I can tell you this, there's nothing that defensive backs hate more than to have one of those big tight ends in the open field running right towards them.
Here's the halfback. Brought down around the 30-yard line. A yard, maybe 2 on the carry. 2nd and 8 coming up here. This is the 8th play of this drive. It's the tailback. Tackled around the 23-yard line. They keep it on the ground, and the halfback gains about 7 yards. I don't think there's any question as to how this offense wants to pick up this first down. On play action. And he catches it. Finally makes the tackle, and it will be 1st and goal. And a nice pass to the tight end.
So much of the game today revolves around those substitution packages, trying to bring extra defensive backs on the field to try and help against the pass. But when you have a big receiving tight end, that really makes that plan awfully tough to execute.
He drops back. He throws short. What a catch! Touchdown!
Drew Brees is one of those quarterbacks that loves looking for the big play. He is more patient than most in trying to keep his focus down the field. He wants to hit you for a big play before he comes back to that dump off. And you can see in big game situations, that usually generates some exciting touchdown plays just like that one.
Point after is good. Here's a quick look at the drive summary. Here's the kick. It's fielded at the 2. He's hammered at the 23-yard line. They had to settle for a field goal on their last drive. They take the field again, looking to put up another score. The backfield is in the offset I formation. They give it to the tailback. And he's drilled at the 29-yard line. A nice 6-yard gain by the halfback. So second down now. The offense needs about 4 for the first. Back to throw. He's going to take off. He's brought down at the 40, and that was a really nice run by the quarterback.
Yeah, I didn't realize he was quite that quick, but he found a seam, was able to get upfield for a nice gain. You know, if he keeps making plays like that, you might have to see a spy defensively to shut him down.
Fakes to the back. This one falls incomplete. The quarterback put a little too much on that last pass.
We all know what a great arm this guy has. That time he showed it off a little too much.
He's looking to throw. Fires it over the middle. And they get him at the 46-yard line. He delivered a nice throw on that drop back, completing it for a pretty good gain.
You know, there aren't many guys who work any harder than this guy, both in the offseason and during the week of practice. He isn't the most physically gifted quarterback I've ever seen, but you can tell the time he puts in the film room, in the weight room, and he understands the game of football.
Makes a cut, and he will be hit and dropped. And this is the way that you're supposed to play pitch and catch.
And when you get a wide receiver with that kind of talent on the outside, he is a threat to take it all the way on any play.
From the 28-yard line, Denver is going with the offset I backfield. Brought down at the 25. Young gains about 4 yards on the play. 2nd and 6 coming up here. Ball on the 25-yard line. Cutler lines up in the gun. He has 3 receivers in the formation. Cutler sends a guy in motion to the right. Straight ahead with a fullback. The defender gets him to the ground. That was a pretty nice pickup by the fullback.
Yeah, I have to admit that one surprised me, and I think it surprised the defense as well. May have even surprised the fullback that he saw that kind of a hole. Big pickup and a first down.
Young gets the carry. He gets out to about the 15-yard line. Young picks up 2 yards with the carry. Young lines up as the deep back, I formation. Feeds it to the back. Tackle right around the 12-yard line. He might have gotten a yard at best.
And Tom, that was because the defense filled up all the gaps. The back was looking for somewhere to run, but by bringing the run blitz, they took away all the holes and stopped them for a minimal gain.
Drops back. He throws right. Pass completed. They push him out of bounds, and now they have 1st and goal. A nice little pass play there.
Yeah, just about the time the defense gets a little cocky over on the other side, you slip that screen pass in there, and they're not quite as quick to get after your quarterback.
Play action. McKenzie intercepts it. And the defense has to be celebrating after that.
You know, the really top-notch quarterbacks in this league do not turn it over when they get the ball down and the other team's into the field. You have an opportunity at the very least to come away with a field goal. You have to take advantage.
The Saints come out in the single-back formation, 3 receivers wide. They'll throw on first down. He needs to get rid of it. Makes the reception. Just barely past the line of scrimmage. So that'll make it second down. From their own 20-yard line. I formation here. Hands it to the back. He gets out to about the 22-yard line. Not much there, maybe a yard.
The defense did a nice job there jamming the running back, bringing the outside linebacker on a blitz. Sometimes those outside backers a little more athletic and can really help stop the run.
Looking to throw. Looks left, throws. Defender gets his hand on it, and the pass will fall incomplete. Fourth down coming up.
And those are the kind of big third down plays you have to have on defense to get the ball back and give your team a chance on offense.
Weatherford will punt it, and he absolutely boomed it. Makes the fair catch. On his last drive, the quarterback completed a pass, but to the other team. Throwing another one could be disastrous to this offense. The Broncos come out in a 2 tight end set. Surveys the field. He's there for the catch. Excellent open field tackle. And this receiver just loves it when the defense is in man coverage.
Yeah, there's no better feeling than when you're coming off the ball and you know it's just you and the guy across from you. That's just good old-fashioned football, but you also know typically when you get man coverage, your quarterback is under pressure.
Drops back on first down. Rifles it out there. Caught out of bounds, incomplete. He caught that one out of bounds.
Well, you could see the receiver doing all he could to keep his feet in bounds, but that pass just let him out of bounds.
The Broncos come out with the offset eye.
Navigation system for your car.
He drops back to pass. He throws left. Hit hard at the 28-yard line. Good gain on the pass to the running back.
It's tough to pay too much attention to a running back in the passing game because at least half the time they're staying in the block. So when they do slip out, occasionally they can hit you for a big play.
They line up at the 28. The Broncos line up with an offset eye backfield. On play action, he didn't get his feet set as he threw. Finally make the tackle, and it will be first and goal. A good play to the tight end that time.
And tight ends are so big that as coverage people, it's tough to figure out how to defend them. If you're on their left side, they throw it to their right side. If you're behind them, they throw it in front. Tight ends are tough to cover.
Back to throw. Defense is getting pressure. He's going to run. He's brought down around the 5-yard line. So the quarterback scrambles for about 4 yards on the play. Just 5 yards from a touchdown now. Denver is going with the offset eye backfield. Two minutes to go in the half. From the 5-yard line. New Orleans could be coming here. On play action, they get to him, And that will be number 4 for the game.
Really impressive performance so far by this defense, and I thought coming in they had a good chance to get pressure. I'm not sure I even anticipated this kind of pressure, though.
Drops back. On the run, he throws it. It's incomplete. They complete the pass, but he was out of bounds when he brought it in.
Yeah, that's a pretty safe throw there where only the receiver can make a play on the ball. Just a little too wide on that one.
The kick is up. Right down the middle. Good job putting that kick right on target, and it goes through for 3 points. And here's the kick. He'll take it from the 2. Brought down at the 28-yard line. They had to punt it away on their previous drive. They'll start at the 28-yard line. It's 1st and 10. They line up in an I. First down, looking to throw. Looks like he had it, but it's knocked loose. Probably not the best place to try to squeeze the ball into.
Yeah, I think he would have needed a jackhammer to get that one in there. That was tight coverage.
The Saints line up with 3 receivers, single back formation. Back to pass. With the hard throw out to his right. And they get him at about the 45-yard line. That's a first down right there. Might want to play them a little tighter, maybe even go to man coverage.
Yeah, it's pretty tough to play a zone coverage against this quarterback. He does a great job in recognition, and that time you could see him move the zone defense just a little with his eyes before he threw it in there.
Picked off. Brought down around the 39-yard line. Make that the 4th interception on the day for this defense.
Well, you have a football, a little wrapping paper, a nice bow on top, perhaps a little glitter, a lot of gift wrap presents for this defense today.
Back to throw. Gets the pass out. And he makes the tall grab. That was a pretty nice play.
And the wide receiver saved the quarterback there. Anytime you get a ball up in there, you are in danger of a tip ball, an interception, but good strong hands that time by the wideout.
He looks to throw on first down. Short throw to the left. He's brought down at the 23. And he just couldn't get it going after making the catch.
Nope, and sometimes as a receiver, the quarterback will make the wrong read and throw it to you anyway, and you give him that look going back to the huddle. You know that look?
Throws it short. Completed. He's finally dragged down, and now it will be 1st and goal. Denver looking to make this a 3-score game. Young lines up as the deep back, I formation. Cutler set to go to the air. And it's caught. Tackled at the 9. And the defense just ate that one up, Chris.
Yeah, you're not going to fool this defense on plays like that very much. At least he got the ball out of there, though.
Blue 45! Blue 45!
Cutler has completed every pass on this drive. He brings it in. Touchdown. That's his 3rd touchdown, and we're not even at halftime.
And he's just picking this defense apart. You can see when he comes to the line of scrimmage, he almost knows what they're going to do before the snap of the ball.
And the point after is good. And here's your drive summary for that last series. Not a bad kick. He'll return it from the 6. Loose football. Campbell recovers the loose ball. They should be thankful to get it back.
Boy, what a big play in the game that could have been. When that ball gets loose on one of those kick returns, it is a real fight at the bottom of one of those piles.
Breeze gives it left. He's pushed out at the 32-yard line. They get 5 yards on the play. That brings up second down. I'm guessing he'll throw this one as far as he can and hope for a miracle. Back to pass. Passes. Can't complete it. Very dominant first half as we head to the locker rooms. Our score is the Broncos 26, the Saints 7. The kick. From his own goal line. Dropped at the 27-yard line. So as the offense heads back onto the field, we'll take this time to remind you that our game is brought to you by EA Sports. If it's in the game, it's in the game. Drops back on first down. Struggles to find his target with that one. The running back can't quite get to that one.
And the halfback was open on that one. The quarterback just missed him.
On the lower level.
They line up in an I. Fakes the run. He needs to get the pass off. He's dropped at about the 35-yard line. So that was a pickup of about 9. Cutler is under center. He has 2 tight ends. Play fake. Now left. It's completed. Not much on the pass play, but they got the first down.
And really, as an offense, what you want to try to do is stay on the field as long as possible. As long as your defense is on the bench, that other team's offense is on the bench as well.
He's looking to throw. Scans the field. Makes the catch. He's tackled at the 49-yard line. He put something extra on that throw, and it'll keep the chains moving.
And that's really what it takes sometimes, because defenders are so quick out there. If you don't put a little extra pop on it, they can get there.
Fakes the run. Brings it in. He's brought down at about the 37-yard line. Nice job by the quarterback to hit the tight end for a decent gain.
You know, tight ends may not come up with those real explosive plays down the field all the time, but they sure are a nice target for the quarterback.
They'll throw on first down. Gets it off. Catch is made. Out of bounds at the 23. That's now 300 yards passing for the quarterback.
Yeah, and this guy really knows how to lead this football team. You can just see it in the huddle. He's in control of all situations, not only in the huddle, but at the line of scrimmage. Good checks there. There's no question who's in charge on this football team.
Pass is complete. And he made a great open field tackle. The pass play gives them a gain of 6, so that'll make it second down. Offset I formation in the backfield. Sets up the play action. Looking for an open man. One-handed catch. Pretty good gain right there.
You have so many people on this offense that you have to account for. The tight ends, the wide receivers, the running backs, even the quarterbacks. And now they're throwing to the fullback. That's almost not fair.
Nice play fake. He throws right. Comes down with it. Knocked out of bounds around the 4-yard line. Play fake is good for a couple. They line it up at the 4-yard line. They're crowding the line. Feeds it to the back. Stiff arms, and he's brought down. Gain of about a yard, and so it'll be third down. 3 yards for the score now. 2 tight ends here. There's a play fake. Hold everything. There's a marker down. Let's get the call.
Personal foul, face mask, defense.
And the defense gives up some 3 yards to the offense.
I always thought a defensive penalty was so much more deflating than an offensive penalty because on offense you have a chance to make up for it. On defense, a lot of times it's big yardage and automatic first downs.
Point after is good. And now we'll take a quick look at the drive summary. Decent kick. Thomas from the 6. Drilled at the 26-yard line. Once again, we'll take this opportunity to remind you that this game is brought to you by the fine folks at EA Sports. The Saints come out in a single back formation. Here's the give. He lost yardage on the play. The defense got the job done on that play.
Really impressive play that time by this defensive line. It wasn't just one guy, but every guy up front just dominating their guy at the point of attack.
Back to pass. Guns it out. Makes the grab. Tackled at the 42.
You know, Drew Brees isn't one of those guys that came out with great measurables. He wasn't a no-brainer first overall pick in the draft like some of these quarterbacks. But the guy wins, and he understands defenses, and he manipulates defenses. He's so smart in ball games.
Looks down the field. Is there for the catch. Not much of a gain at all on that completion. What happened on that one?
Well, I think the offense really just trying to make a safe throw rather than taking a big chance and throwing it down the field. You get the ball in the hands of your receiver and let him try and make a play. That time, nothing there.
Back to throw. Throws a bullet. Brings this one in. Knocked out around the 40-yard line. That pass is good for a first down.
And he had some zip on that one, didn't he? He reared back and threw that one about as hard as he could.
Play fake. How can you drop that? Carney was unable to make the catch on that pass attempt.
Immediately after the game, where some of your
they line up at the 40.
Will be on hand.
Brees is back in the gun. He's looking to throw. Looking for a receiver. Gets the ball away. Great open field tackle. Pretty nice throw on that play.
And a pretty good catch on the other end, too. That's one of those plays that's quickly becoming one of the staples in this offensive passing attack.
Brees takes it back. And they're coming after him. He's dropped at the 27-yard line. A nice completion to the tight end.
I always thought tight ends were sort of like pacifiers for babies. You know, just about the time that you need a little security blanket, you know where to go.
They'll throw on first down. Rockets it out. It'll be first and goal. That one worked just as they drew it up.
Good pass, good catch, I agree. Sometimes there's really nothing you can do as a defense to stop a well-executed pass play.
He gets another carry. Brought down at about the 7-yard line. Almost got a yard.
And they really ran right into the blitz. That's a time that a veteran quarterback should have changed the play at the line of scrimmage. You could see the blitz coming. He didn't audible and only came away with a short gain.
He needs to get rid of it. And it's tipped away. The defender got there in time to break that play up.
He did. He was able to get his hands on the ball, but if he had missed that one might have turned into a really big play.
They'll bring the dime backs in. He drops back. Guns it right. Holston was the intended receiver, and he can't bring it in.
Congratulations to the person seated in Section 25, row 22, seat 1. You've just won a free 42-inch HD TV.
He's got it. Well, that one looked like it was going wide, but it barely made it in.
That one just made it inside the upright. That's one where you see the field goal kicker going, but he got it.
Royal has it at the 5. They get him at the 19-yard line. This offense seems to have found its stride as they take the field again after their last 2 successful drives. Denver is going with the offset eye backfield. Gives it off. Tackled at about the 21. 3 yards on the run.
Gain of 3.
From their own 22-yard line. New Orleans brings in the nickel here. Drops back to pass. Guns it to the middle. He's tackled at the 40. He found his tight end for a first down.
There's nothing better for a quarterback than to have a big-body guy like that can catch the football. Nice play.
The Broncos go with the I formation.
Go get it, baby.
And he makes it out to about the 44-yard line. Young gains around 3 yards on the run.
Man, oh man, that's what those defensive guys live for right there. A shot like that, and then they always get up and have a little something to say to you as you're going back to the huddle.
On play action, throws to his right. Leaping catch. And that one will go for a first.
And really top-notch quarterbacks know how to throw a football in there without leading his receiver into trouble. That was a great throw.
Hey, regular. Luke, Tiger. Come on, y'all, watch those quick out.
Back to throw. Throws while on the run. Gabe gets the interception. What a shot. That's another great play by this defense.
That's pick number 2 now for this guy. At some point, Mr. Quarterback, you better start going the other way.
Breeze lines up under center. 3 receivers are split out wide. It's the tailback. What a hit! A 1-yard gain by the halfback.
That was a big shot right there. You talk about getting your bell rung. That was the Liberty Bell ringing that time.
He drops back. Makes the short throw. Incomplete pass. Johnson was his intended target on that one, but they can't complete the pass. Denver brings in their nickel package. Back to throw. Dumps it out right. He's brought down at the 37. Holston gains about 5 yards on the play. 4th down. The Saints are lining up to punt this one away. Denver looks like they're sending everything but the kitchen sink at this punter. Gets the punt away. Royal fields it at the 26. Defense pushes him out of bounds at about the 45-yard line. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line. Cutler steps to the line of scrimmage. Single set backfield this time. Delayed handoff. And he just got hammered. Nothing doing on the halfback delay. So they'll face a 2nd and 10. Ball at their own 46. He drops back to pass. Flips it out short. Tackled at the 49-yard line. He just couldn't make anything happen after bringing that one in.
And that play is really all about the closing speed on defense. They'll let you have the completion, but then they close quickly and make the play.
Brought down at the 49-yard line. And they can't get anything on the ground.
Big run stuff that time by the defense, bringing up 4th down. Tremendous play.
Gets the punt away. And it'll be down at the 1. He did everything that was asked of him on that punt.
Yeah, that was a great job. He kept it in the field of play. It was down inside his opponent's territory. All the return man really could do in that situation is just get out of the way.
Feeds it to the back. Dropped in the end zone for a safety. Just a terrible play to give up the safety in that situation.
And worse yet, not only do you give up the 2 points, but now you have to kick the ball right back to them, and they'll have good field position.
Flag on the play.
The ball was kicked off immediately out of bounds.
They'll be set up with good field position after he sent that one out of bounds.
You've got to be able to hit something that's 53.5 yards wide, right?
Let's get off this field, man.
Young lines up as the deep back, I formation.
Zebra. Lock him down. Good work. Game 22 press. Game fans.
Drops back on 1st down. He throws it. And he caught it. Nice little pickup on that pass pattern.
And I really shouldn't feel this way, but I get a little nervous every time this guy goes up to make a catch, because he's had a little bit of a history of dropping some balls, but today doing a nice job hanging on and a big play there.
Strong throw. Marshall lost the ball. The dive on the fumble. And this offense will get another chance to put points on the board after that fumble recovery.
Yeah, I guess we can count that as good news. They haven't had a whole lot of good news here today.
They'll go to work at the 38. 1st down now and 10 to go. Give to the tailback. He's hit hard on the play. Gain of 5 on the play. That'll bring up 2nd down. Breeze is under center. Single backfield. Drops back. Throws it out. He's brought down about the 43-yard line. The defense was in great position to stop that play short, bringing up a 3rd down situation.
And when I saw the quarterback drop back that time, I really thought they had something going, but they closed quickly and made a nice play defensively to bring up this 3rd down.
Bush off the right side. He's tackled at midfield. It looks like he just made it.
And remember, those guys on the field can't see that yellow line, but sometimes they can feel it. That time, just enough for that 1st down.
Gets the throw off. Out of bounds, incomplete. It looked like he tried to drag his feet as he was going out, but he couldn't get him down.
You know, and sometimes that happens. The quarterback put it in a spot where only he could catch it. The problem was the ball was just a little off target.
Back to throw. Surveys the field. And it's intercepted by the backer. Great catch by the linebacker. Not a smart throw from the quarterback.
You know, it's hard to believe that you can lose a guy that big, but sometimes those linebackers dropping underneath in coverage, quarterbacks just don't see him, and he threw it right to him.
Tennessee. Tiger.
He drops back. He's running out of time. Huge hit. They need to find a better way to protect him out there.
Wow, did you see the shot he took on that one? This guy's a tough guy, but if you keep taking shots like that, you better have somebody in the bullpen warming up.
Drops back. Scrambles for yardage. And they get him around the 49-yard line. So the quarterback picks up about 8 on the scramble. From the 49-yard line. Offset I formation in the backfield.
Regular. Zebra. I got him. Blue 45. Let's go. Go. What that screen on here? Let's move it tight.
There's a play fake. Rockets it. There for the catch. Brought down at the 24-yard line.
First down.
I think they're going to have to bring out another bottle of oxygen for the wide receivers today. They've been running all over the place, and this quarterback is starting to feel it. It is a hot connection between he and the receivers today.
And the ref blows this one dead.
Full start, offense.
He needs to pay a little better attention to what he's doing out there.
I think those are just embarrassing. You go back to the huddle, and you hang your head, and you give it, sorry. Sometimes those linemen look like little kids when they come back after penalties.
The halfback with the carry, and he will lose yardage on the play. That's what you call a great individual effort.
Yeah, it really just throws you off rhythm to have a play that gains nothing. You know, you're going to get something, 2, 3, 4 yards, and it keeps you in that rhythm. But when a defense makes a play like that, it really throws your offense off.
He drops back. Scans the field. Passes to his left. He'll be brought down behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose about 4 on that play.
You got to give the defense a lot of credit on that one. They made a little correction at the line of scrimmage, and they had that play pegged right from the start.
Blue 45. Scatter.
He drops back to pass. He's scrambling. And he goes down. He hasn't had much of a problem finding the quarterback in this one.
There are just some days as a pass rusher when those guys are on. I don't know if it's biorhythms or whatever it may be, but there are some days when you can see a guy is just going to be unblockable, and this might be that day.
They're trying to pin them deep with a solid punt right here. Punts it. This one's going to be down in the end zone for a touchback. The quarterback threw a pick on their last drive. Let's see if he's able to shake it off. And they motion a guy to the right. Gives it off. He's dropped at the 21-yard line. And the halfback has nowhere to go. 2nd down and 9 to go. Ball on their own 21. And they have 3 bunched.
Blue 95. Over tough, 2 straight. Hey, what's the flag? Turbo.
Back to pass. Huge pressure by the defense. The rush reaches him, and he goes down. Everything seemed to work exactly how they drew it up on that one.
I don't think there's any play in football that's prettier than a perfectly executed blitz. If you time out the snap count, if you disguise it, if you don't tip it to the quarterback, you end up with results like that. Big sacks, big plays.
Short throw. And they get him at the 18-yard line.
For the reception.
It's completed, but it'll wind up short.
Well, it's not a horrible call in that situation because you put the ball in the hands of a playmaker. You try and allow him to create, but you're seeing now defensively, when they close together like that, it's going to be awfully tough to pick up that first down.
Let's see if the offense can put something together on this drive. Young is the deep back as they line up in the eye. First down, looking to throw. Throws short. Tackled at the 43-yard line. Pretty good read on that play to find the open man.
And that's an area where he excels. He works his way through his progressions quickly and doesn't hesitate when he sees a receiver break free in coverage.
Young gets the carry. He's dropped for a loss.
Personal foul, face mask, defense.
The defense can't keep giving up yards on penalties like this.
Yeah, it's hard enough in the game today with the rule changes to help the offense to stop an offense anyway, but you can't give away yards.
He drops back. Throws middle. He's tackled around the 32-yard line. He shows no hesitation and gets it in there to get the first down.
Yeah, you wouldn't hesitate either if you were standing back there in the pocket. I say the heck with it. Get it out of there fast. Let somebody else handle it for a little while.
He drops back to pass. Gets the throw away. Brought down at the 17. What happened there, Chris?
Well, they got caught in man-to-man coverage on that play, and I couldn't tell if the defender slipped a little bit or not. Maybe he just got beat on the play.
Come on, Ted. Here we go.
Cutler will hand it off. Brought down behind the line. A great defensive effort there.
Did you see how fast that linebacker was on that one? Not only did he recognize it, but when he did recognize it, he had the explosiveness to get there.
Another run. Tackled right around the 16-yard line. The running back gets about a yard, maybe less. They'll go from the I formation.
Come on, D, let's get off the field now.
And they'll run him again. They tackle him for a loss. A lot of coaches would have tried to get the first here.
Yeah, but you do gamble if you put the ball in the air in that situation. I think right now the coach is saying I have more faith in my defense to make some stops than my offense to convert that play.
And it splits the uprights. And we'll take a quick look at the drive summary. Kicks it off. And he'll return this one from the 7. Drilled at the 33-yard line. They could do nothing against this defense on their previous drive. Breeze lines up in the gun. He has 3 receivers in the formation.
Watch the run now. Watch the run. Blue 95.
Little handoff. He's hammered in the backfield, and they were not able to get much there.
And so many times you hear offensive coordinators criticized because they don't try to run the football enough. Well, when you get stuffed in the backfield like that, you understand why they would rather call the pass play.
Looking to throw. Goes through his read. And he's out of bounds, incomplete. The quarterback led the receiver just a little too much.
Yeah, he put a little too much on that pass and forced the receiver to make the catch out of bounds.
Breeze is in the shotgun. He has 5 receivers split out wide.
Tango at the top. Tango at the top.
Breeze dropping back. Looking for an open man. With the catch. He's tackled around the 34-yard line.
gain of 2.
Still not quite enough, however. They'll still be facing 4th down. Weatherford awaits the snap. They get this one off, and it's a great kick. Royal takes it at the 23. He's brought down at the 40. What happened to the coverage there, Chris?
Oh, come on. They completely lost containment on that guy. I mean, you just can't let that happen. I'll be honest, they were really lucky they didn't give up a touchdown on that one.
Throws it short. He's dropped at the 40. The defense was looking run, and they threw it for a big gain.
Well, when you have a talented running back like this, you always have to account for him. That time, a nice play-action pass opened it up down the field.
Little handoff. Brought down right around the 38-yard line. Maybe a yard on the run by the halfback. 2nd and 9. Ball on the 39-yard line. Cutler lines up in the gun. He has 3 receivers in the formation. Drops back. He throws a bullet out to his left. He gets knocked out of bounds around the 29-yard line. A nice-looking play that time.
Yeah, when you see the blitz, you have to understand your own protections, because if your protection is sliding away from the blitz, you have no choice but to get it out of there to the hot receiver.
What's the hard count? It's on 3. Come on, let's go.
He's looking to throw. He's under pressure. And the pass is knocked away. The defender was able to get a hand on it.
And really, that came as a result of pretty physical play at the line of scrimmage. They're banging these guys around and not letting them get into their routes.
Reload. Hey, play the run. Let's go. Come on. Hey, I ain't with you.
Sets up the play action. Fumble on the play. The lineman scoops it up. The ball popped out on that play, but they got it back.
And I can tell you this, just because you recover that fumble doesn't necessarily mean you're going to keep it. You have to be a man to hold on to one of those things at the bottom of a pile.
And they get him at the 27-yard line. 4, maybe 5 yards on the run. They're going to try a long field goal here. This one is from 44 yards away. Kick is up, and he got all of this one. And it's good. That was a great kick from that distance.
It really was, wasn't it? There are no field goal kicker jokes going on the sideline right now, just a lot of love.
He kicks it off. Gathered at the 6. He steps out at the 21-yard line. The defense played exceptionally well the last time this offense had the ball. From the gun.
Blue 95. Blue 95.
Drops back to pass. Dumps it out left. And it's completed. Henderson made the catch for a gain of 6. So that'll make it 2nd down. They line up with 1 running back in the backfield, 3 wide. New Orleans sends a man in motion to the left. He drops back. The pass is away, and he catches the tip pass. He makes the catch, and Chris, that'll move the chain.
And they're doing it with short ball control type passes. This is the type of offense that really frustrates a defense.
Hands it off. He lost yardage on the play. No one picked up the linebacker, and it cost them.
And when your defensive line can handle their guys up front and not allow the offensive linemen to get down on the linebackers, it really gives those linebackers a chance to look great.
Passes on the move. And he will lose yardage on the play. The completion goes for negative yardage, loss of 2.
You know, sometimes as a quarterback, you have to be careful about dumping it down too quickly. Stand in there, see what you've got working down the field. That time they were all over that quick throw.
Not much time to throw. Just clanks right off his hand. And the pass was knocked away at the last minute.
Well, at the end of the game, you go back and you basically say what happened on third down, and you have a pretty good indication of how that game came out. Good play by the defense.
Punts it. Makes the fair catch. So before the offense hits the field, let's take the time to let you know that our game is brought to you by EA Sports.
Let's go get it.
They'll come out in the eye.
Hey, regular. 48. 48. Turbo Simba, peel one single. Let's go get it, baby. Tiger.
They're going to pitch it. He's brought down at about the 31. Just about a 3-yard gain, and that will bring up second down from their own 32-yard line. Young lines up as the deep back, I formation.
Blue 45. Blue 45.
He's looking to throw. Throws on the run. Tackled around the 40-yard line. You know, Chris, the tight end can be used as such a weapon in the passing game.
And I always find it surprising that tight ends typically don't get drafted very high, but when you think about the skill set, they have to be able to block like a tackle and catch like a wide receiver.
Drops back with the throw. There for the reception. Brought down at the 42. You just can't let him get the ball, can you? That reception put him over 100 yards.
And this receiver just looks so confident catching the football. You know, if you really believe in your hands, it gives your eyes a chance to look away and try to make some runs after the catch. This guy knows he's going to make every catch and do it solidly.
Cutler is going to be sacked for a loss. I have to say they're going to have to protect the quarterback a little better than this, or it's going to be a long game for him.
You got to be kidding me. You can't keep letting your big money quarterback get hit like that. He's going to be out of the game. That's one of those situations the quarterback gets back in the huddle and he starts looking around at the guys like, you want to earn your paycheck today?
Again with the run. And he dropped him in the open field. Young gets 3 yards on the play. From the 42-yard line. New Orleans brings in their prevent defense. There are 7 DBs on the field. Give to the tailback. He's tackled at the 36-yard line. Young gets 6 yards on the carry. The Broncos are lining up to punt this one away. Moore back deep to return. He gets it away. So this one goes into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. So as the offense heads back onto the field, we'll take this time to remind you that our game is brought to you by EA Sports. If it's in the game, it's in the game. They go with the run. And they get him at the 24-yard line. 4-yard gain by the back. They line up at the 24. Breeze is in the gun. 4-wide formation. Drops back. Gets the pass off. Falls incomplete. Third down coming up after that incomplete pass. Third down, 6 yards to the first. Breeze will line up with the shotgun formation.
Blue 95. Blue 95. Get that ball back. Good work.
He's looking to throw. He throws left. And he catches it. Despite the great effort, it will still bring up fourth. Royal will be the return man.
Don't let your brother down.
Gets it away cleanly. Makes the fair catch. They had to punt it away on their previous drive.
We're going. Just hold up.
The offense will take over at the 28-yard line. They line up in the I formation. Cutler sends a man in motion.
Scatter.
Pitch out. Knocked out of bounds around the 38-yard line. Pitched it outside, picked up enough to convert for the first.
That's a pretty play, isn't it? Anytime you get that pitch to the outside, the running back catches it in stride, he finds a nice hole, pick up the first down. Always like watching that play.
Watch the back. Whoever got the back. Queen.
Sets up the play action. Pass completed. He makes a great open field tackle. That's a 3-yard gain. 2nd and 7. Ball on the 41. The Broncos line up with an offset I backfield.
Work the belly flip. Let's go, man. Let's go. Get him back. Go. Hey, 4 cones. Hey, watch the center line. Let's go stop. Under center. Hey, watch the screen. Cloud left, over right. Watch the out. Bang right. Hey, don't lose your bite. Yeah. Wow.
There's a play fake. He's dropped for the sack. And this has just been an unbelievable day for the defensive unit.
Wow, if I'm reading my stat sheet correctly, that is now 9 sacks on the game. And if you're the quarterback in this situation, you're thinking one thought. Check, please.
Inside. Left. Come on, D, let's get off the field now. No, you're good. Now. Game, 22 press. Game. Come on, make a play. Friday. Left.
We have 2 minutes left to play in this game. They line up at the 34.
Here we go. Right. Reload. There you go, G.
Again, he'll get the call. He doesn't get back to the line. What about that play?
Well, I always like to see an offense stay aggressive, I guess. But at least in this situation, it's a 4th quarter, you have the lead, I can understand the call.
They really did a good job keeping him contained on that one.
Yeah, he really didn't have much of a chance at all to make anything happen there. I mean, I know this guy's a dangerous punt return guy, but you can't do it on your own.
Breeze looking to throw on 1st down. He throws on the run. Brought down around the 44-yard line. The quarterback did a good job of recognizing the coverage and finding the open man.
As a receiver, when you go against a zone defense, it's much more about recognition and knowing where the holes in that zone defense are. That time the receiver executed perfectly and found the open spot.
And he just managed to get a piece of it. Nice play by the defender.
And as a receiver, you really have to do a better job of coming back to the football at that point. You have to help the quarterback.
Drops back to pass. And the defense has a heavy rush.
Good job.
Defender tips it away. What a play by the defender.
And the quarterback really caught a break on that one, that wasn't intercepted.
They'll spread him out with 5 wide.
Ready. Blue 95. Blue 95.
Breeze will look to throw. Throws it. Makes the reception. And the wideout gets a chance to show what he can do.
With show being the operative word there, it has been a show watching this guy from the beginning of his career.
Man in motion. Looking to throw. Here's the throw. And it's knocked down. And it's batted away at the last minute by the defender.
Just when it looked like the quarterback might sneak that one in there, a late pass defense and a good play.
Offset I formation in the backfield. They motion to the right. Looks to pass. Short pass to his left. He's brought down at the 25. Pretty nice pickup on the pass that time.
And that's simply good design and execution on the pattern. They work hard all week in practice to make sure that on game day they have that timing down perfectly.
Breeze drops back. He's running out of time. He's there for the catch. Chris, they'd love to run that play.
Yeah, that's one, if you study this team on tape, you're going to see them go to that in the clutch, and it worked again.
Breeze comes to the line under center. Single backfield this time. They go with the run. He didn't get back to the line. He tries to wriggle away, but he's stopped for a loss.
Well, Tom, the offensive line just didn't get any push there. They've got to do a better job knocking those guys off the line of scrimmage.
That'll bring us to 2nd and 13. He's looking to throw. On the run, he throws it. And they get him about the 15-yard line. Nice pass and catch on that play. That gets him a lot closer.
Yep, and that's really just the way they drew that one up. You take what the defense gives, looking to move the ball efficiently downfield with intermediate passes.
He drops back. Huge pressure by the defense. Batted away. What an effort out there. He just got his hands in there and broke it up.
I love watching the closing speed of this defense. When they see the ball, they go get it.
Jerseys and collectible memorabilia.
He drops back to pass. Passes to the end zone. And that score will make the game a little more respectable. And that one worked just like they drew it up.
You have to be careful with this offense not to pay too much attention to those great receivers on the outside. Sometimes those tight ends can really be a problem. What did that pay off big?
Point after is good. Here's a quick look at the drive summary. Not a bad kick. He'll return it from the 4-yard line. At the 30, he's hammered at the 36-yard line. They couldn't do anything against this defense on their last drive, and they were forced to punt. And this should be a kneel down as they just try to kill the clock. And this one-sided affair will come to a close. Our score, the Broncos 41, the Saints 17.